Hey everybody, it's DERK91, and after an extremely long break that took much longer than I thought it would to actually have time to do this, I finally got my Destiny review ready to go. So, with all the time I've had, I've gone through the entire story. I've played Crucible, I've done the raid, I've done all the strikes, all the strike playlists, all that kind of stuff, and I can actually give a pretty good review here now. So, first off, I'll talk about the story. And I'd hate to start off on a bad note, but the story is overly short. I mean, it shouldn't be nowhere near as short as what it actually is. It's like it takes a while to get to the end, but once you get to the end, you're just like, wait, that's the end? That's so anticlimactic. Where's the rest of the story that we should pick up on? We only just now started to fix this. So why is this the end? This is like what should be considered more or less a halfway point once you get to the end. It's just you're just there should be more. There should be more. Uh, Another bad note. The voice acting is very bland. I mean, there's some people that do really good jobs reading their lines and everything, but for the most part, your character's voice acting is terrible. Or at least I know the human male's is, because it's all the same for the human male, no matter what class you are. But it's like the dude's an idiot and doesn't have any emotion. It's like you're a zombie, actually. Ironically, considering you're brought back from the dead at the very beginning and instantly told you've been dead for a while, we need to get out of here. So, they give you some backstory on the Traveler, how the human race met him, and what happened to lead up to the point to where you're at now. But there's still a lot of holes that they just don't fill in, which I know the Grimoire cards are supposed to be for that. But the fact that we have to go to Bungie.net just to read the Grimoire cards to know what was going on, that's not right. I understand that it's there, so why put it in the game? But at the same time, why is it not in the game? Because your average person isn't going to go to Bungie.net just to read more backstory. They're going to expect it to be in the cinematics and in the game as you're playing along. So why do it that way? Good note. It's a decent story. I mean, it's not too terrible. The names of the enemies are a little bland and lackluster, but you really can't come up with anything too extravagant. I mean, you look at Halo, the Covenant, the Flood. That's not too extremely original. It's literally a definition of what they are. The Covenant from Halo it was a covenant. It was a group of different races that all were under one religion. The Fallen is just an alien race that they just call the Fallen. Then you got the Cabal, and then you got the Hive. The Hive makes sense because of who they are and what they do, how their enemies, how their alien classes play, and all that, which, it all makes sense. But it's just meh. Gameplay is solid. It plays well. It plays beautifully well. All your characters, like your Hunter, your Titan, and your Warlock, they all got their special things that they can do that they're a little bit better at than others. Then, each one has the two subclasses. You'll have the Titan has the Striker and the Defender. The Striker is all about dishing out more damage and clearing out groups of enemies, in one go, and all about arc damage. Defender is more about void damage and being able to tank a lot of damage. And also can help your allies tank a lot more damage. So, each character has a lot of versatility. Each character can use all weapons and are just as good with each weapons, except for, I think the Hunter is probably best with hand cannon, honestly. But I'm partial to the scout rifle because you can make every shot count. But you can do so much in this game. Even after you beat the story, you've got patrol missions to do, which they're all the same, and it's just kind of constantly grinding. so that does kind of suck. And then also you've got your ghosts to find, your golden chests, you got your challenges to do, like your weekly strikes, just your normal strikes you get in the game. You've got your Vanguard playlist. You've got raids to do. You've got your daily heroic missions, your weekly nightfall, and then you've got Crucible. Now, I am not a fan of Crucible whatsoever. I mean, it plays kind of okay, but it falls into the category of Call of Duty. Uh, Whoever gets the first shot off is gonna win, just because you don't have time to react. It's like by the time they get that first shot, you're already screwed enough to where once you react and you turn around, they've got the second shot, and there's no way you can beat them because they're 2 or 3 shots ahead of you by the time you react. So there's that. And let's see. I mean, the Crucible's got plenty of game types. You got your Control, Skirmish, Clash, Rumble. I mean, you've got plenty. You got was that one Salvage? A lot of it's, just kill people. All of it's actually just kill people. With Control, it's like King of the Hill. The more you control the hill, the more points you get when you kill enemies. So, that's doable. I actually like that game type fairly well, because you can win just by controlling the hills. The Crucible in general, though, I pretty much try to stay away from it just because I don't like the Crucible, like, at all. Just because it seems so unfair most of the time whenever you're playing it. Especially the Hunters. God, I hate the Hunters. Their stupid golden gun and their Blade Dancer is BS, because everybody just throws on Blade Dancer with the perk that allows you to regenerate your health and shields whenever you kill someone with the Blade Dancer, the Arc Blade, and also you use less super energy when you use the Arc Blade. And it's just overpowered because you can watch one hunter run into a group of 6 people and just chink, 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 chink. Everyone's gone. It's like that shouldn't be possible. One person should not be able to run in there and just systematically take out each person one at a time. The Titan can only do it by running in and ground pounding and hoping that they get everybody all at the same time. Same goes with the Warlock with their freaking Nova Blast. They can only do that once, and it hits hard and everything, and you have the upgrade to where it'll move really fast. But at the same time, if you miss, that's it. You're probably gonna die, and there's like a guarantee you're gonna die from that. As where the Hunter takes so much less damage when in that Blade Dance and can just do it way too much. Anyways, moving on from that. Really what Destiny is it's like a micro MMO. They were trying to stay away from calling it an MMO and all that, but really it functions virtually the same way. I mean, it's got raids, you gotta have groups of people, you've got PvE, PvP, you've got missions to grind, you've got factions. I mean, come on. It's MMO. It's an MMO. Albeit a small, broken pieces here and there type. And that's why I call it a micro MMO. The music is wonderful. I mean, there's times that I hear stuff, it sounds like the music that plays when Clara is on Doctor Who, whenever she's around. You've got music that sounds like Halo, you've got music that sounds like Star Wars, you've got music that sounds like Star Trek. I mean, it is truly a sci-fi game. I mean, it's just, they did good with the atmosphere. It's all perfect. It's just the story's not what it should be, and the gameplay becomes a grind after a short period of time. So with that, if I had to actually give it a real points rating, I'd probably have to give it like a 3.5, maybe a 4. I'm certainly not going to give it a 5, because while it is a decent enough game, there should have been so much more to it right off the bat. So I think I'll give it a 4 out of 5. It's a good, solid game. Should have been better, and knowing Bungie, really, it should have been a lot better. So with that, I'll see you guys later.